Notre Dame football recruiting fans, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brad Hughesby, and today we're going to be talking about who's on commit watch. I mean, it's a topic we always talk about, but guys, there are a lot of targets that are on commit watch right now. Jaden Osbury, 2023 linebacker, he is scheduled to announce his decision just in 2 days, August 4th. I'm filming this on August the 2nd. Ben Minich, safety from from Ohio. He's expected to announce a decision soon. Schools like Oklahoma, Duke, and Wake Forest are in the mix there. August 6th, Dylan Edwards will be making a decision. Running back from Kansas. He just backed off of Kansas State pledge. Oregon and Clemson are two other schools to know there. Ronan Hannafin, he's going to be making an August decision. That's a battle with Clemson, and then Boston College is a little bit involved as well. And then finally, you have a guy like Jeremiah Love, running back from Missouri. That's an A&M Notre Dame battle. So a lot of decisions going to be happening in the next few weeks. I count that 5. I know everyone wants to talk about Peyton Bowen and Keon Keeley. I will do that in a moment. But guys, these are pretty much all the targets left on the board. Of course, you have a guy like Samuel Mpemba, but he's going to be taking it the distance. And honestly, I think that's a long shot at this point, if anyone is curious. But as I said, let's touch on Bowen and Keeley. I'm going to wait to do that. Actually, I want to talk about these 4 or 5 targets. Jeremiah Love does not have a date. Ronan Hannafin does not have a date. Ben Minich does not have a date. But I do expect them to make an August decision. They want to get this done before their senior season. So we'll start with Hannafin. You're watching his highlights. Took an amazing official to Clemson. I think they really bridged the gap, which Notre Dame was just out front by a good distance before June. They bridged the gap for sure, made it a 50-50 battle. As of right now, I said yesterday it's a toss-up between Clemson and Notre Dame. Nothing's changed. I think it's still a toss-up. But if I had to put a pick in, I'd put it in for Notre Dame. I just think there's a lot going for them. His school is a big feeder. Notre Dame school, his family's a bunch of big Notre Dame people. I think that might win out in the end. Jeremiah Love, running back from Missouri. This one, I think Notre Dame had the lead after his official. He loves Dylan McCullough and Tommy Reese. Those dudes are making big waves in his recruitment. But A&M, I mean, he went down there for the pool party, had a great time. I don't know how big of a factor NIL is. I know A&M doesn't shy away from the NIL, as you saw with last year's class when they just pulled out a stupid amount of 5 stars and high 4 stars. We'll see what happens with Jeremiah Love. But as of right now, I say he's leaning A&M, but there's some time to go there. And then Ben Minich. This one, I think when Notre Dame offered it, was wrapped up. He's been coveting that Notre Dame offer. He got it. Maybe if Ohio State offered, he changed his mind a little bit, but I think this one's all Notre Dame. Okay, now let's talk about Osbury and Edwards. I've talked about Osbury for a while. I think he's been a Notre Dame lean for quite some time, and nothing's made me change that. Had a great official in June. I think Notre Dame's going to beat schools like Auburn, LSU, and Michigan for the 4-star linebacker out of Louisiana. And then Dylan Edwards, running back from Kansas State. This dude, fastest player in the country, by the way. 5'9", 165 pounds. Oklahoma was one of his top schools. Oregon's getting involved now, as is Clemson. I mean, this dude's talented. The big-time schools are coming after him. This is exactly what Notre Dame needs, a gadget-fast, shifty wide receiver / running back. Put him on special teams. This is just a big pickup. And Dylan Edwards, I think, will be committing to the Irish on August the 6th. So that's pretty much all the news on who's on commit watch. But as I said, let's talk about Peyton Bowen and Keon Keeley. So if you guys don't know, Peyton Bowen took visits to A&M on Friday and to Oklahoma on Saturday. And then Keon Keeley took a visit to Bama over the weekend as well. Notre Dame, of course, has the no official visit policy. If you take an official visit elsewhere, you are deemed an uncommitted recruit. That's what happened with Justin Rhett. And he decommitted right after his Georgia visit and then shortly thereafter committed to the Bulldogs. Peyton Bowen and Keon Keeley have not taken any officials, but they have taken multiple unofficials since committing. These are also Notre Dame's 2 highest-ranked recruits. Keon Keeley, best friends, both are committed to Notre Dame for football and baseball. Troy and Trey Reeder, I believe their names are. So that definitely helps the Irish. His mom's always been pro Notre Dame. His coach is a big Notre Dame fan, his family. But Alabama's always intrigued him. Nick Saban, how they produce defensive linemen, and get them to the next level. I think that's always been something that's interested him. That's something to watch out for sure, and I think that's what's pulling Alabama right now. People want to say, oh, what's your opinion? What's going to happen? I think it's 50-50 that he goes to Notre Dame or goes to Alabama. I don't buy the Florida, Ohio State, and Michigan hype. I just don't think that's going to happen. If he's going to leave Notre Dame, it's to Bama. So we'll see. I expect him to take more visits in the fall, though. Peyton Bowen, I think he actually may be done with visits. I think Notre Dame is really pushing no more. They're being strict about it. I think that's what they need to do because I think Peyton Bowen really fell in love with Notre Dame. So that's my take on the situation. Distance is always going to matter. Alabama and the two schools Bowen has been visiting are definitely closer. There are definitely ties for both these schools, but at the end of the day, they committed to Notre Dame first. And if I had to guess today, I think they both end up in the class. But honestly, it's up to anyone's guess at this point. So that's all I have. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe if you have any questions, and that is it for me.